Hello, right, and welcome to California Time, and today we're looking at the new version of this, the SpaceMate tray. Right, just before we get into the main part of this video, we're going to run a competition. Now, this is really exciting. It's the biggest ever competition that we've done on the channel, and it's all thanks to Simon. So there are 2 SpaceMate drawers that we're going to give away. And you've seen how much these cost. This is not something which has got any catches to it. It's a straightforward competition, dead easy to enter. You don't have to buy anything, pay for anything. It's really, really easy. They're version 1 drawers, so Simon's drawer out of his van, the version 1, and our drawer that you've seen featured in the first video that we did about this. We're giving both of those away, first prize, second prize, and all you have to do is send us a photo of the back of your California in its worst possible state. And I'm talking mess everywhere. These are designed to tidy up your van. Let's see what yours is like without one of these. We want to see mess, we want to see dirt, we want to see as bad as it gets. Send us your worst possible rear end photo of your California and what's inside your boot. We want the messiest possible. Send them through to contact@californiatime.co.uk by email. Make sure you put some contact details on there, or post it up on our Facebook page, and I'll put the details on the screen now, and the links are all in the description below. So make sure you get onto that competition. I'll remind you again at the end of the video. Good luck, everybody. So you might have seen our video that we did a little while ago on the version 1 of the SpaceMate tray, and Simon's been really keen to come back and show us some of the innovations he's been putting into the new version. So we've got this one here. This is Simon's van, very shiny. Well, say shiny. It was shiny until about a week ago, and then he drove down some dirty lanes, and now it's plastered again. So even though this back bit might look clean, the sides are absolutely filthy. Anyway, SpaceMate tray, if you haven't seen one of these before, where have you been? Because we did do a video, but it's basically a tray which maximizes the amount of space in the rear of a California. So if you've got an ocean, an SE, a coast, obviously all of those have a kitchen. This is designed specifically to maximize the space that you've got. And the beauty of this is you can also fit it in a beach as well, and obviously have a bit of spare space at the side too. Now, Simon, when he came down with the first one of these, thankfully lent us one. We had a go with it for a long time, and it was a really, really innovative product. And I say innovative because there's nothing else like it on the market in terms of how high the sides come up, the quality of the build of it, and just how much weight it can take. I mean, honestly, these things they're seriously strong construction. But Simon's also wanted to try and evolve the product over the years. So just trying to put a bit of innovation into the product and take our feedback on, really, and feedback from other customers as well. And it's things like this handle design here. So this handle is a new design. It's basically changed to keep it a bit more secure, but secondly to stop it from rattling, because one of the challenges with the first handle design, they're quite metallic, the original handles, and you ended up using a bit of cloth tape or a bit of rubber just to stop it from rattling. These new handle designs are really much improved, have a really nice solid kind of clunking sound when you shut it. Also available as an option in chrome as well if you want to bling up the van a little bit. So depends what you want to do. These do have a bit more of a metallic-y sound to them rather than the plastic, but just depends what kind of look you're going for. The finish on these has changed very slightly as well now, so it's more of a kind of satin finish grey powder coat rather than the gloss before. And actually there's a couple of other design things which are really quite interesting. So fitting this new handle design on the front means that there's actually a hole in the bottom of the tray now. And if you remember when we did the video, I talked about maybe wanting to wash some shoes in here, get the dog in here, use the shower from the Kelly to be able to wash the dog off, all that kind of stuff. But there was not really anywhere that the water could go if you were doing that. Because of this new handle design, Simon's managed to put a hole in here, and it means that it will drain if you get water in here. So that's a good bonus. This particular one as well, Simon's put a new design of base mat in here. If I can get hold of it, you'll be able to see it. So it's quite a nice thin mat. You probably can't see that there, but I'll put some footage over. And that mat, so it's rubber, coin design rubber, nice and thin, very, very strong matting, but it means that nothing in here is moving around. And as you can probably tell, one of the things that was always a question was about the 335 PortaPotti and whether it would be low enough in the tray to be able to get it under the multi-flex board at the back. So there you go. Yes, it is. So that's a normal 335, no problem whatsoever, and good and sturdy in there too. I think the other thing's just worth pointing out on this new version is there's extra holes in the frame which this sits in, and those holes are there. So if you've got 2 rails, 3 rails, beach, etc., it gives you all the different options to be able to mount one version of this particular tray. The mountings at the back where this bolts into the van are slightly lower as well, which means that when you put the when you roll the tray away, there's no chance of it catching, touching, anything like that. Just again, those small little tweaks just finessed. I think just finishing up, a couple of other things that Simon's worked on is things like making sure that there's enough space on this side. Even though he's maximised the width of it, there is enough space to fit an extension for the cigarette lighter socket. So the 12-volt socket which is on the side here, traditionally with these kind of things ends up getting blocked off, you can't use it. Whereas actually this, I think it was $5.99 from Halford, something like that. It's just a little extension, it just sits in the side there. It's got a really low profile plug which plugs into the side. So it sits really nicely next to the SpaceMate, and obviously it means that you can keep using it. So that's a bonus. I think one other final thing just on this new version is the way that Simon's changed the construction of that base, kind of the mounting frame. Now originally this was made out of individual pieces of metal welded together at the corners, and that's fine, but Simon, being a perfectionist and testing out the weight capacity of these, noticed that occasionally if you really loaded it up with weight and had it on full extension, you might find that there was a little bit of movement in that. So now they make them out of a single piece of metal. They cut the centers out, so a large piece of solid of steel. They cut the centers out, give those to scrap, and then they fold up the edges, and then there's just 2 welds on the edges, and that's it. So it's actually formed out of a solid piece of steel. Quite incredible, really. I know these look expensive on paper, but I tell you what, when you factor in the quality of these, actually they are incredibly well made, and certainly something which will last, well, it will outlast your van, put it that way. There's no question about that. So we think this has had some really great innovation, some really top drawer product design. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And Simon's done another great job. So hopefully this kind of thing is appealing to you. If you have got a version 1 of the product, thank you for supporting Simon and getting the product in place. And I know they've sold across Europe as well. They're popular all over. But certainly doesn't stop designing, doesn't stop innovating. It's certainly looking good. So don't forget about the competition that I mentioned at the start. We are giving away the version 1 that we used in our California. That competition closes on the 5th of March. Make sure you send your pictures in to us. You can send them to contact@californiatime.co.uk, or you can post them up on our Facebook page as well. So make sure you send us those dirtiest pictures of the back of your van, the messiest possible, anything that you can think of around the back of your California. Let us see them and we'll pick a winner. Simon and I are going to pick a winner, and we'll be in touch, and hopefully you can win that version 1 SpaceMate, and it'll be yours. So good luck everyone, good luck in the competition. Thank you to Simon for letting us give away that first version of the SpaceMate. And hopefully this is interesting for you. If you like this kind of content, you know what to do. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for some more California time.